Part 2 of making this oval raspberry cake. If you haven't already seen part 1, that's where I show you how you can get the oval shape out of a round cake. To make sure it's all locked in, I wanted to use white chocolate ganache. I feel like this is a non-negotiable with tiered cakes now, and I just love this kind of consistency here where it almost looks like buttercream. I did also whiten this slightly just because I find that the yellow tinge can be quite hard to cover, so I just wanted to make sure it was as seamless inside and out. Now, I could not find any videos of this cake being made, but this is quite a popular cake on Pinterest and on Instagram, so I do hope that this is quite useful for anyone who is planning to make this cake. Now, I did still have an internal structure for this cake with dowels. Wedding cakes sit out for such a long time that you need to make sure you've got the dowels in there. But I was also traveling an hour and a half with this cake, so structure and stability was so key. Now, I do wish I'd done the final coat in ganache, but this is actually buttercream. Because I hadn't discussed ganache with my customer prior to the day, I didn't want there to be any surprises. And to be honest, I didn't actually realise how hot it would be, but this day just got hotter and hotter as the evening went on. I needed to leave my house at about 3 o'clock in order to get the cake to the venue and set up before guests arrive at 6. The cake is out of the fridge a lot longer than you would actually think before the guests even start to arrive, which is why I think ganache is just the better option. So I didn't have any oval cake boards for the cake to sit on, so I just cut up some smaller boards and put those underneath. And that way there was a card between each layer, just like there would in a normal cake. And obviously these layers are thinner, but the ganache does add to the weight, so you want to make sure you've got that structure. Now, the best thing about this cake was that the layers in between didn't need to be neatly joined together because all of that was going to be covered in raspberries, and the drop lines didn't need to be perfect either. So decorating this was so fun. Now, I don't know what's going on, but the raspberries in all the shops seem to be super size at the moment. So I had to go to about 4 supermarkets to find the smallest raspberries that I could to finish off this cake, because proportion is so important. Big raspberries would have just killed the vibe. So here it is, all stacked, ready for delivery. We'll do a final part of me setting this up at the venue, so definitely come back for that.